Hey, we're Chris and Amy Hyman. We're going to take a few minutes and tell you about our adoption story. It all started back when Amy was in middle school, so I'll let her tell about how the dream and the vision was put into her heart.
It was within the first couple years of us being married that I was just praying about our family and having children and what that would look like. And one morning, as I was praying, God brought back a memory of a time when I was in middle school, and I was at a youth convention, and I think they were doing an emphasis on missions, and I don't remember all the details about it, but God reminded me of me sitting in that auditorium and seeing this Asian little girl's face on this great big screen. And that morning, I just sat there and I thought I was confused what he was trying to tell me or remind me of, because I had not thought about that moment since it happened, really. But I believe he spoke in my heart that morning that we had a little girl that was going to be coming from China as our daughter. And so over the next little bit, I just continued to pray and think about it. And I shared that little thought with Chris, and he was kind of like, yeah, that kind of sounded, yeah, we could do that. But that wasn't like he still wanted to have our own too. And that was definitely something I wanted too. But this thing that God told me about our little girl in China, I couldn't let it go. And he kept confirming it in different ways to me and then to Chris. So he just confirmed it in our hearts that, yes, we were called to adopt from China. And so from there, Chris started doing a little bit of research about it, because I had no idea. I had not looked into an international adoption, had no idea about it. But Chris started doing some research and discovered some of the rules and regulations of adopting from China, the cost, and all that. And we discovered that we both had to be 30 years old to adopt from China. And at that time, I was probably 21, something like that. So we realized it would be a long wait before we could ever even start the process. But I knew we were called, so we would wait. And it just gave us time to save and prepare financially for the adoption.
And I would say that it wasn't because we didn't think we ever wanted to have kids of our own. It was just more of, this is kind of an addition. We knew we wanted to have kids of our own, and Amy had also had the vision that God had showed her of a Chinese girl. We just didn't know what it all was going to look like or when it was going to happen. We had this plan of a 5-year plan when we got married, and 5 years turned into 10 years, and 10 years turned into more.
Yeah.
We started a process of trying to have children.
Yeah, and from there, during that time, we did. We knew we were going to adopt, but we knew the time frame and of waiting till we were of age, and so we did start trying to conceive, and we did discover we had some infertility issues. So we saw different doctors and didn't pursue extravagant measures, because we knew we still had this passion to adopt, and so we kind of went back and forth of what to do. And so we did some things, but and I did get pregnant once, and we did miscarry. And so through that, it was very just healing from that. Emotionally, it was hard. But I believe that through that miscarriage, God opened my heart and changed my heart to look into special needs adoptions, where before it was more, I wanted a healthy little girl from China, and that's what we were going to wait for. But through that miscarriage and through healing from that, God definitely opened my heart and eyes to special needs adoption. And from that, we started that path of looking into that and what that would look like. And that was just an amazing, that was all God. Just, I know he couldn't just tell us from the beginning, you're going to get a special needs little girl from China, and she was going to have this and this and this. And I think it would have been way too scary for me. But he knew how to get my heart and our hearts to align with what he had for us, I think. And so I can't remember all the timing and all, but after that miscarriage, we started the adoption process. I was 29 and a half when we actually were able to start paperwork and apply. And God provided financially. I mean, through the years of waiting and saving, he provided every penny that we needed for the adoption, which is his faithfulness.
Yeah, and just to speak a little bit to that, I think, we wanted to adopt without borrowing any money or asking for any money, and we were able to do it. God provided all the funds to us through our job and through us being obedient and saving. And when we did the adoption, we actually were able to do it without any additional occurrence of any debts. And the Lord was completely faithful in that area. I think He just blessed because we were faithful in doing what He called us to do.
So around 2014, after the miscarriage, we gave a little bit of time, and we did try to conceive again, with no success. And it was kind of disheartening, and just, if anybody's been through an infertility journey, it's just hard. But we, through that, just kind of at that point, just kind of thought, we'll just put that on the back burner. We're not going to pursue that anymore. We're just going to focus on the adoption. So early in 2014, we were just waiting. We knew, we was speaking with our adoption agency that we were getting closer. It would be within that year that we should get a call that we had a match and a referral. And so we just focused on that and waited very patiently by the phone constantly, because they could have called at any moment. And then in June of 2014, it was June 14th, as a matter of fact, the day before Father's Day, we discovered that we were pregnant. And it was just a moment, that day, it was just kind of a surreal, I can't even describe it. I was amazed and shocked